Do you have emotional resilience? Do you even know what it is? Hmm. Let's talk about it. Hey y'all. Okay, y'all. Today, right now, let's talk about building emotional resilience. Let's talk about it. Okay? Building emotional resilience. Okay. Resilience is not about avoiding stress or pain. It is about how we respond to life challenges. I'm sorry. It's something we can all learn and strengthen over time, no matter where we're starting from. So don't think, oh, just because you hit a certain age or you hit a certain point in life, this is not something you can build or learn. You can definitely build some emotional resilience. Okay. So let's start with understanding emotional resilience. Okay. Emotional resilience is the ability to adapt, recover, and grow from the faces of stress, adversity, or trauma. Okay. It doesn't mean pretending like everything is fine. That's not what we're talking about. It means acknowledging those hard moments, feelings, feeling our emotions, and still moving forward. Okay. Like you've already shown some resilience just by probably watching this video. I'm just saying. And follow my page with to get like the support and just learning more about like mental health in itself and like different things like that. Okay. So just remember that. Okay. So again, it's not about pretending, because I want to reiterate this. It's not about pretending everything is fine. It just means you're acknowledging those hard moments. This is why y'all ever heard a therapist says, sit in those feelings, right? Sit in those emotions. Because we want you to be able to feel them, acknowledge that they're there, and then be able to process them. Okay? So there are four pillars of resilience. Okay? Think of emotional resilience as being supported by these four pillars. Number one being self-awareness. Okay? This means recognizing again what you're feeling and why. So remember I just said sit in those feelings and those emotions. Just told you that. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? What led to these feelings? What was happening before? Where do I feel it? And what do I need? Just saying. When we're able to point these things out and we're able to name them, we're able to work through them and process them and get through them. Okay? And manage them. Okay. The second step is healthy thinking, right? So our thoughts shape how we experience events. Okay. So resilience means noticing when your thoughts are unhelpful. Like I'll never get through this. That's not a helpful thought. If that's your thought and you keep thinking that, you keep saying that, you're going to start operating that way. That as if like you will never get through whatever this is. Okay. So we want to make sure that you're gently shifting them to something that's more realistic. Okay. So instead of saying like, I'll never get through this, you can say, this is hard, but I'll get through this. Or this is hard, but I've made it through hard things before. So I know I will be able to get through this. Okay. The third thing is connection and support. Okay. So again, remember in the last episode, I was talking about breaking stigma, right? breaking the stigma around mental health. So when we talk about the support, okay, this is important because we're not meant to do anything. We're not meant to carry everything alone, I should say. Because you are meant to do some things alone, but you're not meant to carry everything alone. That's not how we were designed as humans. We was never meant to be that way. Just so you know, okay? So again, reaching out and asking for that help, this is important. It's beneficial for you and anybody else. Okay? Staying connected, building your community. Because your community don't have to just be the community you was forced into or you was brought up in or you was raised in or anything like that. That's not that. Your community don't have to just be that. Your community, you can build your own community. Okay? And then and then number 4 is coping and self-care. Resilient people have their go-to tools for stress. Okay? So this might be journaling, walking, deep breathing, praying, or talking to a friend. Whatever helps you feel grounded. You figure this out and connect and you will identify as this as your coping skills and your self-care. Another thing I like to tell clients is attach a coping skill with a problem, right? So if you become anxious doing dishes, right? Let's just say for whatever reason you become anxious doing dishes. What calms you in that matter? What's a calmful tool for you? So if playing music calms your nerves, play music. If you're anxious about work related stuff, right? What helps calms you with that? You maybe taking a walk outside, maybe taking just 5 minutes for breathing exercises, inhaling and exhaling before you have to go up against somebody at work or whatever that's looking like. Attach a coping skill to whatever a problem is if you can. That way you have your go-tos. Oh, when I'm feeling anxious about work, I know I could just take some deep breaths and it'll settle my mind, it'll settle my chest, my thoughts, all that other good stuff. Because wherever you're feeling that, it'll settle it and I can continue to proceed because you need to reset. Okay? So those are those 4 pillars. Okay? So I want you all, because this is another short video, okay? I want you all to do a grounding exercise, okay? Whenever you get a chance, okay? I want you to sit comfortably and place your feet on the ground. Take some slow, deep breaths in and out, okay? And I want you to ask yourself, what's one thing I've overcame that I once thought I couldn't? Just want you to take some time on that. What's one thing that you thought you've overcame that you may have thought that you can't or you wouldn't? Okay? And once you're done with that, of course, just remind yourself that you're stronger than you thought. Because you really are. You really are. Okay? And I want you guys to also be able to build yourself an emotional resilience plan. Okay? And so I want you to write these down or you can reflect mentally. Okay? One emotion I want to work on, managing better. I'll say that again. One emotion I want you to work on, managing better. One coping tool I already have that helps me. One person I can reach out to for support. And one self-care activity I will commit to for this week. So I want you guys to write those down and, build you a plan that works for you. Okay. And so to wrap this message up about just building emotional resilience, resilience isn't about being perfect. Okay? It's about showing up even when it's hard. But also remember, it's okay to take your breaks. So don't take that little snippet and be like, well, she said show up even when it's hard. But you can also take your emotional and your mental breaks. You are owed that. Okay? It's about feeling your feelings and choosing to keep going anyway. So you're going to feel your feelings. You're going to process your feelings. Well, I'll say you're going to dissect your feelings. You're going to process them. And then you're going to be able to successfully keep going, keep pushing through life. Okay? And the more you practice, the more you become stronger. Okay? But again, I want to remind you guys, a part of building emotional resilience is also knowing when to be able to take your break mentally and sit down and give yourself the rest you need so that you can come back better than ever for yourself, not for anybody else. Everybody else is just a bonus, but for yourself, that's what's important. You are who and are who important. You are who important, child. You're the one that's important. You're the one who's important. All right. Again, thank y'all for just tuning in to another just short little video on the topics for the month of May, because May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I just want to just share these little bitty tips and nuggets, and I hope it was helpful. Send it to anybody who could use it, and y'all know what to do. Like, subscribe, and comment some of the things you do that help build emotional resilience, because I would love to read it and hear it, and maybe someone else in the comments will find it helpful. Okay? With that being said, I'll see y'all soon.